what's up everybody? It's Smurf Fanatic here, and today I am going to be ranking the 2005 WWE pay-per-views from the ones I enjoyed the least to the ones I enjoyed the most. So, let's begin. And in dead last place, as you guys can see, is the Great American Bash. Yeah, this show sucked, just like 2004's Great American Bash, which I don't know how WWE managed to do that. Make two bad pay-per-views with the same name in a row. But, you know, it is what it is. So, yeah, opening match, you had BWO versus Mexicals, which wasn't too bad. Daria Wilson versus Melina in a Brian Bannies match. Who cares? Booker T versus Christian. I thought that match was a bit boring. Ray versus Eddie, which, you know, was match of the night, easily. Eminem versus Road Warrior and Heidenreich, which I don't care about Heidenreich whatsoever. I thought he sucked, so. Undertaker versus Muhammad Hassan. You know, I just never really cared about Muhammad Hassan. I just never saw the potential in him. I just thought he was like generic, so. Orlando Jordan versus Chris Benoit. That was okay, I guess. And Batista versus JBL, which just screams boring, which the match kind of was. So, yeah. And also, I'm not gonna be whispering the whole time because I want to like change it up a bit by like doing some soft-spoken type stuff. So, yeah. I just think whispering for the whole video is kind of boring, so yeah. Next up, Taboo Tuesday, which I despise this show, by the way. This show is not good whatsoever. I mean, come on, for goodness sakes, you had Batista versus Jonathan Coachman with Goldust and Vader in a street fight. What the hell? Goodness sakes. So let's see. You had a Fulfill Your Fantasy Battle Royal, which, you know, it was what it was. Eugene and Jimmy Snuka versus Rob Conway and Tyson Tomko, which I just didn't care about. Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch versus Kane and Big Show. I thought the match was boring. Ray and Matt Hardy versus Snitsky and Chris Masters. This was actually really good. Very good match. Mankind versus Carlito. It was okay. Ric Flair versus Triple H in a steel cage. That was good. And then you had the main event. John Cena versus Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels, which I just found kind of disappointing. I didn't think it was as good as I thought it would be. So yeah. I mean, the match was good, but, you know, not as good as you would hope. So, next up, No Way Out. And this is a good example of a very forgettable pay-per-view. Let's see, you had a 6-man elimination cruiserweight match, which I thought was not that good. Booker T versus Heidenreich. Again, who cares about Heidenreich? The Bashams versus Ray and Eddie, which was good. Ray and Eddie actually won the tag team titles. Very cool moment. Undertaker versus Luther Boring Reigns. Yeah, Luther Reigns sucked. So, John Cena versus Kurt Angle. Again, I thought this match was disappointing. I didn't think it was as great. They've definitely had better matches. And the main event, JBL versus Big Show in the first ever barbed wire steel cage match, which I will be honest is not as bad as you would think it was, or it would be. So yeah, that's the biggest compliment I could give to the match. Next up, New Year's Revolution. This is a cool cover, by the way. I like that a lot. The dragon in the background, that's cool. Yeah, this show had a lot of problems with it. I mean, first up, You had Muhammad Hassan versus Jerry the King Lawler. Yeah, no thanks. Okay, and then these two matches. You had two injuries here. Lita got injured, and then Yuji got injured, so they had to cut the match short. So, yeah. Shelton Benjamin versus Maven. That sucked. That was very poorly booked. Kane versus Niski. That was actually pretty good. Not that bad. And main event. Elimination Chamber. Triple H, Batista, Edge, Randy, Jericho, and Benoit, which was actually good, really good. And definitely the saving grace for the show. Definitely the saving grace. And next up, Backlash, another cool cover. You had a tag team turmoil match, which was pretty good. Kane versus Viscera, that was okay. Last man standing match, Chris Benoit versus Edge, that was very good. And Shelton Benjamin versus Chris Jericho, which was my match of the night. These two stole the show. Shawn Michaels and Hulk Hogan versus Muhammad Hassan and Daivari. I mean, this was probably the most predictable match ever in WWE history. And main event, Batista versus Triple H, which I thought was okay, but it was better than the WrestleMania 21 match, in my opinion, so, yeah. Next, Judgment Day, another cool cover. Let's see. You had Paul London versus Java Guerrero, that was pretty good. Eminem versus Alker Holly and Charlie Haas, that was very good. I was surprised by that match. Orlando Jordan versus Dynamite. That just screams a boring match. Big Show versus Carlito. That was okay. Oh gosh. Booker T versus Kurt Angle. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that match or that storyline, so yeah, we're gonna move on. Ray versus Eddie, that was good. And oh man, John Cena versus JBL in an I Quit match. Amazing. So bloody. And then you have No Mercy. A very nostalgic pay-per-view for me. And you know, overall a good show. You had Bobby Lashley versus Simon Dean, which was actually a pretty funny match, and the backstage segments were funny too. Because Bobby Lashley, since he won, he kept making Simon Dean eat all these cheeseburgers backstage, and yeah, and it's some funny stuff. Hardcore Holly versus Mr. Kennedy, that was pretty good. Nunzio versus Juventud, that was good. LOD and Christiane versus Eminem, that wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Ray versus JBL. Actually don't remember that match. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've watched this show. Fatal 4-way match for the US title. Benoit, Booker T, Christian, and Orlando Jordan. That was good. First ever handicap casket match. Undertaker versus Randy and Bob Orton. That was good. Very good. And the main event for the world title. Batista versus Eddie, which was very good, but very sad because this was actually the final pay-per-view appearance for Eddie Guerrero, so yeah, that's a very depressing fact right there. Next up, Armageddon, which I think this is a pretty underrated show. You had Juventud versus Kid Cash, that was good. The Mexicals versus Eminem, pretty good. Matt Hardy versus JBL. I don't really remember that match. So yeah. You had Chris Benoit versus Booker T in a best of 7 series, which I'm sorry, but I have never liked these best of 7 series. I always thought it was like lazy booking in a way. Maybe you just book the same match over and over and over again. match, Batista and Ray versus Kane and Big Show. That was good, but it was kind of shocking seeing Kane and Big Show winning the match, since this was on a SmackDown pay-per-view and they were from Raw. So, and main event, which this match is awesome. Undertaker versus Randy Orton inside Hell in a Cell. Amazing. Definitely an underrated Hell in a Cell match. No one ever talks about it. Okay, next up, Survivor Series. Oh my gosh, this back cover is so dark. I can barely see this. Let's see. You had Trish Stratus versus Melina. That was pretty good. Eric Bischoff versus Theodore Long. That sucked. Chris Benoit versus Booker T. Best of 7 series. Again, I just didn't care. All this match is fantastic. Last Man Standing, Ric Flair versus Triple H. Awesome. Awesome stuff. John Cena versus Kurt Angle with special guest referee Daivari, which, why was he even there? I mean, he really wasn't needed for their matches. So, but you know, the match was still pretty good. It's just, I didn't care about the special guest referee and Daivari. And then you had the Survivor Series match, Team Raw versus Team SmackDown, which was very good. I like that Survivor Series match a whole lot. And next up, SummerSlam. Oh yes. This was the show that had Hulk Hogan versus Shawn Michaels. One of the best matches of all time. Let's see. What else do you have? You had Eugene versus Kurt Angle, which I thought was a waste for Kurt on a SummerSlam, no less. So, Orlando Jordan versus Chris Benoit. I believe that match only lasted like 20 seconds or something like that. So it was a complete waste of time. You had another great match for the custody of Dominic. Ray versus Eddie. Awesome stuff. Even though the storyline was completely bonkers, this match was great. I love it. Undertaker versus Randy Orton. That was really good. Matt Hardy versus Edge. That was disappointing because the finish sucked. I believe it was by referee stoppage. I believe so. A no-holds-barred match. Batista versus JBL. Definitely their best match against each other. And then you had John Cena versus Chris Jericho, which was good. I like that match a lot. Okay. Next up, Unforgiven. Another underrated pay-per-view right here. And a very good show. You had Shelton Benjamin versus Kerwin White, which, you know, the Kerwin White gimmick did suck, but this match was actually pretty darn good. I was surprised by it. Trish Stratus versus Ashley, Trish Stratus and Ashley versus Victoria and Tori Wilson. Not that great. Big Show versus Snitsky. It was okay. The Hurricane and Rosie versus Kate and Murdoch. Another okay match. Shawn Michaels versus Chris Masters. A very good match. Definitely Chris Masters' best match in his career. Oh my gosh, I love this match. Steel Cage, Matt Hardy versus Edge. Awesome stuff. So good. Carlito versus Ric Flair. That was good. And the main event, John Cena versus Kurt Angle. Very good stuff. Probably my favorite match with these two. Maybe. The finish did suck, so yeah. And also, I don't know why Kurt never won the title during this time period. He should have. Next, Vengeance. Another very good show right here. Christy Hemme versus Victoria. I never really thought Christy Hemme was that great, so yeah, I didn't care about it. Carlito versus Shelton Benjamin, that was good. Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle, fantastic. I did think the WrestleMania 21 match was better, but this match is just as great. Kane versus Edge, that was good as well. John Cena versus Christian versus Chris Jericho, that was really good. And the main event, and also one of my all-time favorite matches, Batista versus Triple H. This is a very well-booked match, especially the ending. Oh, it's so good. I really love the spot where Batista bombed Triple H, and Triple H actually had the sledgehammer in his hand, ready to hit Batista in the head with it, but he was just too late as Batista hit the Batista bomb on Triple H. So, yeah, I always thought it was interesting of how Triple H almost won the match at the very end there, but he just didn't. So, yeah, awesome stuff. And third place, I have WrestleMania 21. A very nostalgic show for me. I've had this DVD forever. Let's see. You had Ray versus Eddie. That was really good. Kind of short, but good. The first ever Money in the Bank ladder match. Jericho, Benoit, Benjamin, Edge, Christian, and Kane. Fantastic. And this still holds up as the best Money in the Bank ladder match, in my opinion. Undertaker versus Randy Orton, very good stuff. Trish versus Christy Hemme. I thought this was a waste for Trish on WrestleMania. She should have had a better opponent. I mean, Lita was right there in Chrissy's corner. So, I don't know if Lita was injured or whatnot, but yeah. Shawn versus Kurt, one of my all-time favorite matches. I love that match to death. Piper's Pit with special guest Stone Cold, hilarious. Big Show versus Akipono, that match sucked. And the two main events, JBL versus John Cena and Triple H versus Batista, which I thought both of these matches were pretty disappointing. I don't know. I mean, JBL versus John Cena, that was pretty short, and then Triple H versus Batista, I expected a whole lot more from that match, but it was just pretty standard. I mean, Batista pretty much won easily, so yeah. And for these last two shows, I actually have a tie for first place because I cannot decide which one I like better. And they are ECW One Night Stand and Royal Rumble. So yeah, these two are tied for first place for me. So I will go over One Night Stand first, which this show is the definition of fun. I love this show. Let's see. You had Lance Storm versus Chris Jericho. That was good. Ray versus Psychosis. That was pretty good. The ending, it was kind of a three-way dance. Super Crazy, Tajiri, and Little Guido. That was pretty good. Eddie versus Chris Benoit. That was pretty disappointing. Definitely not their best match with each other. And main event, Tommy Dreamer and the Sandman versus the Dudley Boys. Awesome match. Very, 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 very violent. And also, I do want to point out that a match not listed on the back cover here was Masato Tanaka versus Mike Awesome. And that was probably my match of the night. They put on a clinic. They try to kill each other. So, yeah. If you have not seen that match, definitely go out and watch it. Again, it's Masato Tanaka versus Mike Awesome on this show. Yeah, super, super violent. And you had the other first place pay-per-view in Royal Rumble. Yeah, I love this show. And it is an almost perfect pay-per-view, but you had this match, Undertaker versus Heidenreich. Again, I don't give a shit about Heidenreich, so yeah. And also, this show has a kick-ass theme song in Find the Real by Alter Bridge. Awesome song. Let's see here. You had Shawn Michaels versus Edge. That was great. You had the Royal Rumble match itself, which was amazing, especially the ending with Vince. JBL, Kurt Angle, and Big Show for the world title. This match is very underrated. I love this triple threat match a lot. And then you had Triple H versus Randy Orton, which was great, I thought. Definitely, probably my favorite match between these two. Maybe. Their No Mercy 2007 matches were good as well. But yeah, great match though. And overall, a fantastic Royal Rumble show. So yeah, that will do it for this WWE pay-per-view ranking video. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know in the comments what other ranking videos you guys want to see from me. And also, if you prefer me whispering or soft-spoken, I think I like soft-spoken more. It's more easier for me to like talk. So, yeah. And also, I am going to be uploading more. At least I will try to. I've been pretty busy lately, so yeah, just bear with me. And yeah, this has been the ASMR Fanatic signing out.